Welcome to our Multicultural Lesson 3. I'm Toy Batson. In this lesson, we will talk about replacing race, skin color. In this lesson, consider why people should replace the concept of race. The term race or racial group refers to dividing the human species according to physical characteristics that are inherited. The most widely used human racial types are those based on visual traits such as skin color and hair type. German Johann Friedrich Blumenbach classification was first proposed in 1779. Interestingly, he did not think one group inferior or superior to another. Yet he suggested these categories: Caucasian or white race, Mongolian or yellow race, American or red race, Malayan or brown race, and Ethiopian or black race. By about the First World War, scientifically inclined Europeans were subdividing the white race into 3 or 4 sub-races based on hair, eye, and skin colors. The mid-20th century racial classification by American anthropologist Carlton Kuhn did suggest superiority in a group. He divided humanity into 5 races similar to Blumenbach: the Caucasoid or white race, Negroid or black race, Capoid race or Bushman, Mongoloid race, Oriental, Amerindian, Australoid race, Australians, and Papuans. Genesis chapter 10 summarizes the generations of Noah. The sons of Japheth in verses 2 through 4. The Bible says in verse 5, "By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, every one after his tongue, after their families in their nations." Ham's sons in verses 6 through 19. Verse 20 reads, "These were the sons of Ham after their families, after their tongues, in their countries, and in their nations." The children of Shem in verses 21 through 30. Verse 31 says, "These are the sons of Shem after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nations." Now this is interesting. Not one mention of race. From this we see that race is a human concept that has been changed somewhat over the years. The basic concept is still the same: group people by skin color. So racism is actually prejudice based on skin color. Battles over skin color caused the transatlantic slave trade, Jim Crow laws, segregation, and more. Why do humans fight over this simple thing that God created? It's literally skin deep. While skin color is inherited, there's no gene that divides humans into races. An article in the Washington Post stated, "There is no DNA category for race because a genetic marker for it does not exist." So what does it mean to replace race? It means rejecting the man-made idea of race, rejecting the thoughts and feelings that develop with the concept of race. Get rid of the ideas that a group of people is better, smarter, or more attractive than others. We live in a world where descriptions are often needed. Forms for school, work, or the government require us to identify how we look. Have you ever asked a friend if they met someone? It's hard to describe the person without mentioning the person's skin color, and that's okay. Again, God made skin color. But rejecting race is more than what we give up. It's what we begin to do. Carter G. Woodson was an American historian who founded Black History Month. He said, "What we need is not a history of selected races or nations, but the history of the world void of national bias, race hate, and religious prejudice." We have these months to celebrate contributions and achievements of different groups, one created by Mr. Woodson himself. But he's saying that it literally needs to be impartially woven into world history. I believe we need knowledge and understanding of God's creation and an appreciation for all that he made, languages, nationalities, and people. We serve such a creative Lord. He made many different shapes, sizes, and colors. We see this in the varieties of birds, fish, and butterflies. Plus, the Lord made all of us beautiful people with different eyes, noses, lips, hair, and skin. Our skin is an example of the many beautiful, unique colors created by God. We don't know how Adam, Eve, or Noah's family looked, how light or dark their complexion was. At some point, skin colors were similar among a group of people, and then they changed. We see this in a question asked in Jeremiah 13. Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots? Many people agree that place of residence played a part in how different skin colors are now. People with more exposure to the sun have darker skin, which provides protection from the harmful effects of the sun, while people with less exposure to the sun have lighter skin color. Both of these aid in health and reproduction. As I studied the complexities of the human skin, I saw even more than creativity. I discovered the caring forethought of God. I see his attention to detail. I found his design and control over the smallest thing. I found more reasons to praise my God. Just imagine God's people worshiping him. Many colors and shades of hands clasped in prayer and lifted in praise to God. A lovely array of faces shining with the brightness of his spirit. By this, we see the beauty of the church.